The Bible said I will bless the Lord at all times. His praises shall continually be in my mouth. The Bible says, Karen Hill, I will bless the Lord at all times, and his praises shall continually be in my mouth. Maybe that side is still sweet. Maybe I need the Lord on this side. I will bless the Lord at all times, and his praises shall continually be in my mouth. Y'all ain't ready, y'all ain't ready. Let me see what this side is working with. Let us go into the house of the Lord with thanksgiving. Come on, y'all. Y'all act like y'all ain't ready. Somebody say shout. Come on, y'all. Somebody shout shout. Y'all ain't ready, y'all. Ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready, y'all. Ain't ready. Somebody shout shout. Let me talk to you prophetic. Some things may fall down around you, but if you stay focused on your assignment, you will not be moved. Y'all ain't ready this morning. Y'all is not ready this morning. Thank you, Lord. It's time to do our atmosphere check. It's time to do an atmosphere check. Hey, Sharia, is there anybody in the building that say it had to go that way? Is there, clear this way, is there anybody in the building that say, I'm glad it went that way? Where you going, Pastor Carter? If it had not gone that way, God would have never made a way. And if it wasn't for it going that way, I wouldn't be here today. Last time, last time, somebody said it had to go. Look, Belinda, if it wouldn't have went that way, I wouldn't even need God love me the way he loved me. Come on, Monica. Come on, Monica. If it hadn't went that way, I would have never knew I was a wife. Yeah. Y'all ain't ready in this place. How do we? Y'all ain't ready. Leanna, how do we confuse the enemy? Oh, my viewers, how do we confuse the enemy? Hey, Erica, you was with me all last night. How do we confuse the enemy when we do something opposite of what he wants us to do? See, he wants us not to praise God. He don't want us to make no noise. He don't want us to stomp out. He don't want us to clap our hands. Hey, Tiara, he don't want your family here today, but you're here. Make some noise. Somebody say he in the building already. Oh, come on. Somebody say he in the building already. Somebody say yeah. Rokobabashi. Rokobayashi. Roko. Rokobayashi. Ebony, now and then. See, he messed with my best one this week. He messed with.
on, Pastor.
Avery, thanks, baby. Knowing that whenever the enemy try to come in,
Pastor, help. Come on, help.
he come in on assignment. He come with a mission. He come on purpose. But I listen, and I would never listen to Jonathan McReynolds' cycles the way I listened to him this morning. And I always dance toward the error. I always bounce toward the error. But he said the enemy know your mistake. He said the enemy uses your mistake. Evangelical, I didn't hear it like that before. So when I started listening to, he uses my mistakes. That's why we keep making mistakes, because he keep using what you keep messing all over. But flip side. I hear morning in the house is a morning. Flip side. If he uses my mistakes, man, here comes some deliverance for you. If he uses my mistake, then I gotta use my mistake as a message. I gotta let him use my mistake for my miracle. I come to tell you, you may be dealing with grief right now, but I just come to tell you, don't stay stuck here. If he's standing there, go ahead, blow. He started out saying it was good that it went that way. But knew the Bible said it was good that I was afflicted. See, I wouldn't have been made better if it wasn't for the mess that came to mess me up. I wouldn't be strong today if it wasn't for what he allowed to make me stronger. But see, what we do, Yvette, we look at what we're going through and what we're in as a mistake. I made some mistakes in what I was going through, but it's my responsibility to get up out of my mistake. Today, if I don't get up out of my mistake, I'm going to keep on making the same mistake. Why are you still making the same mistake? Because you refuse to get up out of it. But when you know the devil is studying your mistake, you'll stop making that same old mistake. Can I tell you, your condition, your circumstance, if it ain't pleasing God, it's the mistake. Can I help you ain't right? It's a mistake. So you mean what I'm in is not my mistake. It's the mistake the enemy is using to keep tripping me up. Because I keep making mistakes after mistake after mistake. Because I'm in it. Well, I'm in it, I might as well stay in it. I'm in it, it's my life. And I'm in it, I ain't getting out. Well, I come to tell you, in front of you today is an open door. I come to touch. Monica, let me see it. Monica, I got up this morning. I asked the Lord, what was the word today? I got up this morning. I said, what you want to say? He said, go on, do what you normally do. I said, oh, man, you don't play that. I said, you know, I don't like that when you talk like that. He said, go on and do what you normally do. And I said, why? He said, because I'm going to talk to them out of your prison. He said, I want you to talk to them out of your prison. Because if you talk to them out of your prison, they get out of there. He said, if you talk to them We stay, Michelle, in our stuff because it brings us attention.
Come on.
We stay in our stuff because it brings us validation. We stay in our stuff because we don't, if we get out of it, we get less attention. But if we stay in it, we get more attention. But the mindset can't even articulate the longer I stay in it, the worse I think. And the longer I stay in it, I remove the people who were sent to help me out of it. But then it kind of keep coming back to my master. Get tired. So I'm making a mistake. Now I'm blaming the people that was helping me before. That's not helping me now. My problem. I'm making the blame for the people who came to help me before. I'm blaming them because they didn't do it the way I want them to. See, if I would do everything for you, you would have never got out of what you are in. But now I'm letting you do it on your own. Determined if you really want it. How many of you are ready to get out of your prison? How many? Oh, ain't nobody on in prison. How many? How many? So here is the experience. Then in a prison, you get a sentence. Oh my God, you're bad. You get a sentence. And in that sentence, you sitting in a cell, blaming yourself for the sentence, condoning yourself, condemning yourself for the sentence, not knowing you wasn't guilty. You were just guilty by nature. Nature. So the people around me, nature. The situation around me, nature. The condition around me, nature. I was guilty by nature. I was surrounded by. They was my friends, my family members. Oh my God. But he put me in a prison to separate me from those who was messing me up. He put me in a prison so that they couldn't destroy me. The hate. He's confusing the enemy today, but he's coming a whole new way. God puts us in a prison. And he put us in a prison to let us see our mistakes. He put us in a prison team to let us see ourselves. He put us in a position, in a prison, to see our position, our condition, and our circumstance. But he put us in a prison of a holding cell, because if he let us out too soon, we're going to mess everything up. If he let us out too soon, we're going to mess ourselves out. So he put us in a prison, a holding cell. He put us evangelical in a holding cell to give us a choice. A choice. He don't put pressure on us. He don't knock us upside our head. He don't say you have to. He put us in a holding cell to look at others who went through what we in. He put us in a holding cell to make us look at somebody going through what we're going through. To say, do I want to be like that? Do I want to turn out like that? So I'll stay in my prison until I make up my mind that I'm coming out better than I went in. You got me. All of us are in a prison. Prison with our spouse, prison with our finances, prison at work, prison with ourselves, prison with our finances, prison with addiction, prison. But Ronnie He put us. Come on, Nicole. Come on, De'Ara. Come on, sis. Come on. Go ahead. Ebony. Hands. Put us in a prison.
Come on, demonstrate. Yes, God. Come on.
But I can't get out until I learn my lesson. No matter where I run, no matter where I try to hide, I'm still left to look at me. And he ain't gonna let you out of that prison until you start admitting I got a problem. Until you start admitting the part you play in it. Until you say it's not them, it's me. Because he's leaving you in the prison to show you what you caused yourself to be in. And he's giving you a choice to make up your mind and say, I want to go back to living right. I want to go back to doing right. But until you break free of every shackle that's holding you in bondage, you're going to remain in your prison. And get ready to make the devil hear spin. Some of you still watching the front door and you're in your prison. Some of you still watching your neighbor on your run. You still in a prison. Some of you can't get past me. You're still in a prison. But if that's what's keeping you from breaking free, baby, you better put your attention back on God. You better snatch the distraction and put your attention back on God. It's been all sent to mess you up. It's been sent to set you back. It's been sent to destroy you. But God said, I'm coming today to give you life. He said, I'm coming today to open up your prison. But in you. Mom, even the power high, even Mom, after we get out of prison, we get put on probation. Even when we get out of prison, we get placed on probation. Because God knows we ain't made up our mind yet. God knows we ain't surrendered yet. So he put us on probation to monitor us to see if we are eligible for the promotion. So my probation, I got to still take your analysis. Probation. I'm limited to my association. Jesus. Because in probation, I can't go to my family house. I gotta catch the bus to see my PO and catch the bus back. If they should catch me in a car, they're gonna put me back in my prison. Oh! My probation. I'm restricted. Because if I go back to my friends, I might inhale the weed they smoke. Hey! If I go to, I'm good, y'all. If I go to my friend's house, Patrice, they might be doing what I got in prison. That's it. That's it. So it's not the state or the city doing something bad to me. They are doing something to help me to be a better member in society. Y'all, hey, ready. Monica. So, the probation officer is my shepherd. The probation officer is my pastor. Because the the warden, the papers left me in charge to study your incarceration charges. And I get to learn why you in prison in the beginning. What did you do in the beginning? So I now get the message to teach you how to stay clean, how to stay free. But it's still up to you to say I've been in prison for 20-something years. I'm ready to live in a productive society. It's up to you. You're still looking at me. So, if I'm dealing with addiction, my shepherd did too. So if she got 30-something years, she can tell me how to get through. She can even tell me what led me to the drug. She can even tell me that I ain't got to use the drug. She can even tell me what's the necessary steps to take to stay clean. But it's up to me to know she was once in a prison and she's not no more. And she got the key to open my prison. Oh my God. Oh. Erica, I've been in a prison. I've been talked about, lied on. I've been in a prison of fake friends. I've been in a prison. So have my shepherd. Shepherd was in that same prison. So she can tell me who's real and who's fake. She can tell me who's phony and who's real. She can tell me who mean me no good and who may be good for me. But I gotta know she was in that prison and she's only informing me with the information she used to separate. So I can't look at her as thinking she's better than me because she's not in a prison. I gotta look at her that she was once in a prison and she can help me out. See what happens? We spend too much time in our minds. The mind. I'm cleaning up my house, but my mind say I don't matter. Prison. I'm washing dishes, but my mind say I ain't good enough. The prison. I'm mopping the floors, and they keep reminding me about my divorce. The prison. I'm folding clothes, and my mind say it won't be long. You ain't gonna be here that long. The prison. So what I do, I get distracted from what I'm doing and go back into the prison of my mind, and I never come out from everything I look at look blurry. Everything I look at look contrived because it's not feeding my mind. I think I'm a mistake. It is not feeding my mind. Y'all ain't ready for this guy. Y'all want prophecies. Y'all want a good luck. That's not going to happen. So guess what? They're going to hit. You're only in your condition now because you ain't paying attention. You're only in your condition right now because you're not listening. If you would just listen for a moment, you can get some deliverance. But you're at a place, I ain't hear nothing, I don't see nothing. Because I want to do nothing different. So God will leave you in your prison and watch everybody who is in prison with you get out. So Monica, if he's giving me, come on, Chris and Monica. If he's giving, y'all both got red shoes and red, look at that. If he's giving both of us, Jay, the same thing. But he let Monica out before me. She can come back and tell me, ain't nothing out there you missing. She can tell you it ain't getting better. She can tell you it's only getting worse. But it's up to you. But after she visits you so many times and not seeing you change, she said you must ain't learn from your prison. So I gotta help somebody else that's in that prison that will listen. Stay out of your mind. Surrender to God. Tell God all about your problem. Tell God all about your struggle. I ain't been through a divorce, but I know Jesus is a God of a divorce. I know a healer who will heal you. So I'm going to feed you what you need, but it's up to you to eat it. I'm going to tell the story by and by. And guess what? It's not that they think they're better than you. They was in a prison like this. It's not. The mind. Oh, she thinks she all that because she now got a free thing. He think he got it going on, but he got a free thing. Do you see what Pastor drive? Do you see what she got here? Baby, you should watch me and say she got this coming out of her prison so I can get that too. You can't get it still in prison. You understand? It ain't jealousy. God is ready for this message. What hurt us from getting better in Jesus? What hurt us, hey T. Hardway, what's hurt us, come on T, what hurt us in growing in God, what hurt us in getting better with God. Because guess what? You've been missing for a while, right? You can't go on your feet, T. She good. Come on. She good, John. If I keep you too long, just tell me to get you here. I ain't gonna keep you long, John. But if I get lost in the spirit, get you here. T, you ain't been here. I'm just for about 6 months. But there's somebody who's been here longer. But they seen you gone. So they start rejoicing because you was on to them. So now since you disappeared, they get to rejoice because they knew you was on tour and they was hoping you stay away. That's what's messing up the church. I'm talking about the prison. But what they was in was a prison. But they knew you could see them in that prison that could get them out. But because they knew you could get them out, they kept praying for you to be removed so nobody else would know they was in a prison. Come on, somebody. Come on, man. This is what hurt the church. Prison. You see Rhea weeping. They see her crying. She's in prison. But have you taken her some tissue for her homicide? Have you taken her some water? Have you even went on a visit to see her? Or was you worried about them taking off all your jewelry because they couldn't go through the gate? Because I ain't nothing without my earrings. And every time I go through, my eyelashes go off. So they're going to make me drop my eyelashes at the gate. So I don't know if I'm going to see Red this week. I got to wait until I know nobody going to be there. I got to wait until I get okay without my eyelashes and earrings. But baby, when you know she got something to give to you, you don't care how you want to get there. She may be in a prison, but she can tell you how to live outside the prison because she's going to tell you what to avoid while you're out there so you don't get in prison like that. God. Let's go back to the beginning. All of us in the prison. So nobody's better than nobody. You may not got as much time as me. You may not have enough time as me. But we all under the same roof, in the same prison, trying to discover how to get out. Both in the prison. Both in the prison. But those who out there are looking at them because they on display. But you studying them so much that you don't know you making your prison sentence longer because you judging them while you in there. You held your heart while you in there. You finding everything wrong with them. So when you got to notice that you was getting discharged, they said you get 12 more months because you put your mouth on the one that was already in there. You get some more time. But if I know we all in the same boat together, I can go and tap you and say, I struggle like you. I pray you get out of that because ain't nothing good coming out of that. But what we say, learn behavior, mind your business. Don't go messing with nobody's business, excuse me. But no, I'm not minding her business. I just know I can identify with her pain because I know what it looks like. I can identify with her hurt because I know what it looks like. Where I lost my mother, I lost my daddy, I lost the closest people to me, but I didn't stay stuck in the loss. I looked at the game because I let their loss be making me better than I was before they left. I started applying, and where I hope you get better. That one seed brought deliverance. That one seed. See, I ain't even seen you at church. What happened, T? Where are you? We're married. We're married. The first thing we'll do, oh, her marriage going through, her children going through, she going through. But see, the people who carry that lie is the one that need you to them. So what they gotta do is make up more lies so they don't look at themselves. But what they don't know, they making themselves more of a prisoner in their mind. But your job is to keep your peace because you're close to discharge. You're close to getting out. Your sentence is cut short. So God say, I'm going to reward you for every time you didn't open your mouth. I'm going to reward you for every time you didn't seek revenge. He said, I'm going to reward you. He said, but the enemy wants you to discern them and study them. But keep looking to me. He said, I am God. He's moving today. He's moving today. Because Jason, when we come through that door, we come as a prisoner. No, don't lock no door. Gotta keep this door locked. I got out of a Mercedes Benz with some nice rims on it. Nice and clean, got on a nice outfit. But see, all of that could be covered up what I've been put in prison for. So you will look at my nice car and my nice outfit and thinking I'm delivered. No, I'm still struggling with some things. But I got enough common sense to get to the house of God, to let him finish working out the things I'm still struggling with. But we get in here and get a fruit thing and start sizing people up. We get in here and get a fruit thing to turn our nose up. Baby, he didn't bring you here to get cocky and arrogant. He brought you here to help somebody else out of their prison. So we all can get saved. So we can all be the people who the world needs. He brought us here to clean up the city. He brought us here to change this nation. Will we look like the other churches? Or we be the church God is looking for? So today, you can stand. So, what's the purpose of the healing center? What's the main objective for the healing center? To admit I'm in a prison, but I ain't got to stay in my prison. All I got to do is hold on and serve God with gladness. All I got to do is hold on and serve God with joy. All I gotta do is hold on and praise him like Paul and Silas did in that prison cell. They didn't complain. They start praising because they say when I think back over my life and all that I've been through, I might be in prison, but I'm still eating. I might be in prison, but I still got some nice clothes on. I might be in prison, but I got the availability of my legs. I might be in prison, but I got a job. If we at 50, don't let nobody in. If we lack capacity, don't let no. I'm talking to the usher. So while I'm in a prison, Shamara, I should still be praising. Because even in the prison, I ain't got no mask on. Even in the prison, my mouth ain't tied up. Even in the prison, my hands ain't tied up. Even in the prison, my feet ain't tied up. So I got enough room to find out where I made a mistake at. I got enough room to look at the mess I made and say either I'm going to stay in it or I'm getting out of it. But I can praise my way in the prison cell and say what I'm about to be is bigger than what I used to be. I can praise him in my prison and say where I used to go. I don't go no more than what I used to do. That's how you render the enemy powerless. You start telling your story for yourself. I get it. I like it. But I'm changing my mind. I was. I'm not. Because I changed my mind. Ushers, pay attention. We ain't paying no $5,000 fine. Church start at 10. Nobody should be coming to church at 11:40. Pay attention to the door. Pastor always say be here by 10:30. Okay. Because we can make it to work on time. But we get to God's house late. What kind of stuff is that? But we want to make a withdrawal from God. It's called a prison of lateness. I got to get out of this prison of not being time conscious. I got to get, because we invest more in our addictions than we do what can get us delivered. So, if I'm in a prison, Julia, come on, Julia. Get up. Sorry. I'm in a prison. I don't like what my mother said. I don't like how my mother talks to me. I don't like how my mother said it. But she my mother. So when I buck back at her, I put myself in a prison. When I don't like what she said, I put myself in a prison. It's hard for you to get the deliverance from the, come on, the phone. I'm talking to parents and children right now. It's hard to get deliverance when I'm in my heart towards my health. It's hard for me to hear now that I done got angry because I don't like what she said. See, I loved her as long as she didn't touch my stuff. I told her how proud of her I am as long as she could buy me. But she ain't bought me nothing in the last 6 months. Now I don't like her. She haven't bought me nothing in the last year. Now I don't like her. And when I was telling her, let's go to Baltimore because I'm tired of New York. Now I'm telling her I'm tired of Baltimore. I want to go back to New York. But you forgot what she went through and making it happen for you and your siblings. But she out of the prison. You're going to be stuck in the prison until you forgive your mother and fix your attitude. Somebody said, I'm coming out of my prison. So, guess what? It depends on how bad you are in that prison that he will restrict your visiting rights. So what you'll do, that's supposed to be my mother, but she ain't helping me. That's supposed to be my mother, but she ain't buying them. God said you got restricted visits now. Because when you had them, you ain't appreciate them. When you had them, you ain't tell about you. So now you're on restricted visits. And anybody that's on bad behavior in prison don't get no visit. Don't let you be the one that don't get visits. In a prison, in a prison, Dirk. So Dirk, being a stone, come on, y'all. Come on, baby. Being a stone, I'm in a prison. And Julia came back to me and told me she was restricted of her visits, I gotta say, let me fix my heart towards my mother. I gotta say, let me fix my heart towards my father. Because I got on what I got on, because they blessed me with it. I got the shirt that I got because they blessed me with it. I don't want to be restricted of my visits. Because if I need a bottle of water, I ain't going to get it. If I need a new box, I ain't going to get it. If I need some Christmas gifts, I'm not going to get it. Hey, children, it's not good to act up right at the Christmas holiday. Because your gifts will be revoked because you get no visitation right. You get no visitors, and everything that come in only can be a hello and a goodbye. You can't get nothing from under the Christmas tree. Prison, tight strings. He wasn't told to tie these strings before. He was made to think, to believe that was style. But style got him messed up. Time. He's taking his time because he's resisting. He's taking his time because he's a rebellion. He's taking his time because he's not even in agreement to do what I told him to do because that's not his style. But now that he got it, because he took too long and how his heart was when he started time, he forfeited the blessing that was in wrong because he obeyed. Some of y'all didn't get it because I had your heart time when you were in the process before. Did you do it because I told you to? But did you do it because you knew it was wrong? I'm going to tell you, you can only get out of your presence with a pure heart. Yerk went to prison. He was a good child until he started wearing the style of everybody else. Dirk was well married. Dirk said, thank you. Dirk said, yes, ma'am. Is this message good? I'm all in the wood. I'm Peter today. It's a sin. I'm Peter today. Dirk was well married. I ain't feel good. Dirk was well married. He said, oh, Joe, do you need me to take out your trash, rake your leaves? Do you need me to do anything? I'm at school, but after I get out of school, I can come and help you clean. And, oh, Joe, do you need me to run to the store for you? I'm out of school, I can go. But once Dirk started hanging out with the neighborhood kids, once Dirk started hooking up with the Joneses, once Dirk started wanting to look like everybody he was hanging out with, he stopped thinking about Aunt George. He stopped calling Aunt George. But the only way he was getting what he had was the seed he was sowing into Aunt George. The only way he was maintaining is because he was a help and a well-mannered child. Somebody said just because he's so there, you're not just that. Because he was well-mannered. So what he was doing for me, he was doing for his mother. What he was doing for his mother, he was helping his father. So he was getting blessed according to what been assigned to him. Come on. But once I started letting him out, because he was out of my head. Once I started letting him out, because I didn't have to deal with the attitude. Once I started letting him out, so I don't hear the crying babies. Once I started letting him out, he got corrupted by his bad company. But once, Leslie, I started designing his company, it was my responsibility to tell him about his company. It was my responsibility to tell him. But because I didn't want to bring up between us, I kept letting him go. So person, some of your problem in there too. Because you didn't whip back and tell him, she don't mean you no good. He don't mean you no good. So the spirit is now dealing with two of you. He's a challenge you because you never stopped them. He can ride his bike whenever he wants. He can go wherever he wanted on that bike. It was no restrictions. He could went anywhere. Robert told me he was just in a neighborhood. I would have believed him. I'm at America's Best, Mom. You want anything? He ain't at America's Best. But because he done found himself convincing you with the lies he already told you, he gonna keep on lying. I'm playing the game, but you don't even know he on a porn site because you so used to him playing the game. You think he playing Fortnite, but he in there looking at everything else. We often y'all get these kids playing with cell phones and on every website because that keep them occupied out of your hair. Because some of y'all parents say, I'm going through enough, so if I give you this phone, some of my problem will be over. I'm going through enough if I let you go out with your friends. But baby, we had to be watched as far as they could see us. We couldn't go around the corner. We couldn't get off the step. And if we roll block, if we roll a bike, we can only go to the top of the hill to the bottom. We didn't gonna get all let these kids do what they want to do. And now you can't function because they all up in your head in your prison. Listen to this. Listen to this. Everything that I did was
Pastor, set it up. Come on, Pastor. Jesus, come on and help. My God. Yes, Lord. Come on. Set it up. Yes, Lord. Come on, Pastor. Demonstrate. Oh, my God. Come on. Jesus. Yes, God. Yes. Yes. Come on.
everything I didn't address. Is this my drink?
Yes.
Give me a spoon.
You are helping. Jesus. Come on.
All I see is what I purchased. But I couldn't see what was under I purchased. Because everything I saw before I purchased it, I didn't want to see. So I started covering it up with shoes. I started covering it up with coat. I started covering it up with name brand. So I couldn't see what was underneath until it started growling at me. Until it started barking at me. And that's what some of your children are doing right now. They don't appreciate this stuff because you allow them to come up this stuff. And then you're trying to take it from them. They think they need it. Then you're trying to take something from them. But it matches the Joneses. You better strip them of everything so you can get your child back. You better strip. But you gotta remove it. Because you condoned it. You gotta remove it. Because you supported it. You got it. Can I tell y'all, it ain't getting on Zoom with Pastor. Can I tell y'all, it ain't a live conversation with Pastor. Because Pastor gave you the truth before it got to that. Pastor told you your do's and your don'ts. You only getting it because you thought you knew better than Pastor. You only getting it because you didn't think Pastor knew what she was talking about. I got older kids and I'm still dealing with some stuff. I'm trying to prevent you from dealing with it. I got some grown folks. So the mistake I'm trying to get you eliminated is the one I made myself. I'm still paying for the mistake I made. And I don't want you get to your children up in age and you still paying for a mistake I made. See, when you're in prison, the one he set free got to come back to your prison and tell you all about the trouble. The one that got free got to come back on your visit hour and say, I messed up with mine. Don't do yours like that. I come back to your prison and say, this will happen in my marriage, but remember your vows. your prison. Everybody standing. Everybody standing. We're all in a prison. Man of God, if we don't acknowledge why we ended up there, we'll stay in denial while we're there and never know we got a prison sentence. Come on. The reason, Monica, we'll never know we got a prison sentence because we've been spending all of our prison time studying everybody else. That's how we come to church. We look at all of these rooms and never look down at who's on my right. What your t-shirt say? What your t-shirt say? What your t-shirt say? You know, we all got on a t-shirt, and some of you didn't put on one because you've been rebellious. Because when it's t-shirt day, everybody got to be in compliance. So even the babies, where's my granddaughter? Oh, give me my granddaughter. Come on, baby. If the baby ain't compliant, what's wrong with the grown person? What's wrong with the teenager? That means you have no say-so in your house because I'm taking you out the door. Go back in there and put on a t-shirt. It's dirty, but you knew about Sunday. Go get it. You don't wear dirty at all because it's a sign of rebellion. And if I allow you to operate in it, I'm bringing a rebellious spirit into my house. When you are the blessing, everybody attached to you get blessed. But it's still up to those who attach to you to want the blessing. Once you get free, you stay free. And if they showing you they don't want to get free, you got to keep on praying. One day they get free. You can't keep going back helping. When they tear down your help, you can't keep going back giving them a word and they don't hear the word. Because what it turns into is manipulation and deception. And when it turns to manipulation and deception, you can't even see it because you're blinded by love. Look at my friend. You know? Oh my God, I'm going to testify, y'all. I'm going to testify. A couple of weeks ago, my family wasn't here. I'm very happy to y'all that's in the prison. Hey, Mr. Warren, I was going through with my kids. Mr. Warren, I was going through with my marriage. I was going through, Mr. Warren. My kids said they wasn't coming back to church. There was too much happening in church. They watched major storms. And my daughter said, I don't even know how to sustain myself and keep my hands to myself. So it's best that I don't come to church. Donisha, can I tell it? Tell it? Can I tell it? And she said, Mine's nothing against you. She said, but I got to learn how to separate the two. She said, because I might put my hands on somebody this time. Yesterday. So I'm looking at her, but I'm breaking in the inside of her. I'm listening, but I was refusing to let her see me break. Because I know what my daughter talking to me. I know it was the spirit that's trying to separate me from my daughter. And while she was talking to me, I was praying. She said, man, my family going to do church somewhere else. I'm trying to help. Come on, God. Monica said, do you church somewhere else? Can't nobody feed you like I feed you. But what I had to do, Monica, is hold on to my confidence. And no, nobody could cover for me. My son-in-law, hey, Jay, come to the house. It was very short. I said, Satan, you trying to take us from me. Jay, I said, Satan, you trying to take my family. Marriage going crazy. Looked at, there wasn't no hope. Seemed like I did everything, but it wasn't working, wasn't getting better. And I still, Shamara, had to come in and preach. Then my son was like, I ain't coming. And I said, my whole family. But what I didn't do, I did not forsake the call of God on my life. Jay, I didn't make no excuses of why I couldn't get in here and preach. I still was ministering to families. I still was meeting with families. I was still praying for all of the families I knew. Y'all don't even know the pain that I came in here with. Y'all didn't know the emptiness that I came in here with too. But I wasn't being phony. I was displaying relationship. Because on this Christian journey, the closest things will be removed to see if you still stand. It's not good to look at my son some days and see the enemy. But the blessing is he's still standing. So I got enough to praise God for. He may not be where I want him, but we're in the best place to get what he needs. But guess what? I might have lived worse than that when I came to God. I don't remember. But I wasn't in God, so he got one up there now. Come on, y'all. I'm talking to the president. I turn around. Man of God, can I share this? On Sundays, he was still being big while I was getting ready. And I was like, he up during the week, he sleep on Sundays. This morning, we FaceTime. He was already getting dressed. God said, can you see what I'm doing? I talked to my son-in-law the other day, and I said, Jay and them work in the altar, but you know how to work it better. I said, your mother needs you. He said, I got you, Mom. And as soon as he released that, I got you, Mom, hell broke loose. Jay, whenever we're moving into the things of God, the one that know our mistake, always show up to make us make another mistake that will separate us from the message and the miracle that we need to be healed. So everything will break loose, all kinds of things will happen to throw us off from getting to the promise. I want to testify today, my whole family in the house today. My marriage has been in attack. And even though the enemy wanted me to toss it, I had to be a dead man and say, this is what you want me to do. But even though it makes me look crazy, I'm a little crazy because I know I'm doing it right. Evangelical. Toss and turn. The enemy say, you a fool. The enemy say, you crazy. And I said, well, I'd rather get the reward than let the enemy laugh at me. Because there are some that say it wouldn't make it. There are some that say your kids will never be nothing. But you can't put it in your kids' head. You got to mount up to the plate and say, I'll fight for my family. If they won't fight, I'll do. You don't fight for them. Can I testify again? And you didn't get with your brother. Can I testify again? The anointing is increasing here, y'all. All the men was that man of God has got to the fight with us. Y'all don't know the fight, y'all don't know. Okay, those who know about it, give God. Jim, stand by your brother. Man of God, can you come beside Jason? Coming to prisoners today, right? In his absence, my brother stood up. And he had my back. But a brother don't go say what he had to do for your wife. He act as if you wasn't never gone. Keith, Jig was talking the other day. And he was telling his story. And all the years he was married to your sister, Jig would just act funny, act like clown, make us laugh. I always seen his humor. I never seen Jig fool. And all the years of their dating, never had a complaint. And all of their years of their marriage, I didn't have a complaint. Even though they had some, it was never mine. They went through some things that the enemy wanted them to give up. But they held on to the substance. And they didn't let go. So Jig started testifying. He started telling me his testimony a couple months ago before, after his father passed. And I said, that's Keith help. And I said, Jig, reach out to your brother. The other day, Keith, he was at the house, and he went in the testimony. I said, whoa. I said, now it makes sense why Jig even had to marry Donisha. It's not the good things that make us better, it's the bad things. So we'll misinterpret the bad things to be the worst things and leave. So when you know the bad things make us better, we stick and stay. Stick and stay, baby. Please. I pray y'all get this thing. He started sharing some more. I ran back in my chair and said, Jig, you did that. Everything you do. And I said, he got to go save his brother. Because you are a person that if you ain't been through it and you don't know what I'm going through, leave me alone. You don't play with people. Don't get in your space. Leave me be. But because of the spirit he walked in and operated in and who he's tied to, you're going to let him in. So it's not always my assignment. It's just a war for those who's been assigned that the enemy want to steal. Jay held me down. He held me back. Held my back, had my back. But then he went under attack to try to separate him from the help. He rose rode me back to my house the first time I went bike riding. My husband rode me back yesterday. Because even on this bike ride, Jason showed me how to ride hills. But my husband kept getting beside me and pushing me up the hill. I'm talking to some prisoners on the day. When he seen me getting tired, he kept pushing me. When he seen me ready to stop, he said, come on, you can do it. He was pushing me. He didn't leave me. He didn't show me how to do it. He pushed me into what he wanted me to do. So I'm coming back to y'all. I got the Ebony house. Ebony and Jason ran out the door. And then Jason said, I saw y'all through the window. He came out smiling. Ebony said, I knew y'all was here. I said, we come to get y'all. I said, because we plan to ride together. I said, we plan for all of us to go bike ride. And he said, I didn't know I was going to end up in a hospital. Jay said, I would have been ready, but there's a lot going on. But whenever you close to destiny, whenever you close to the promise, he'll start attacking those who's a part of it. And we went on in and said, I said, Ebony came by my side. First time. I'm bringing somebody with me. Because what I got from coming, I brought him to get some food. Come on, Monica, walk with me. She said, so what y'all want? Bottle of water. But what we had to do is just get to the same presence that gave me strength to keep on going, to bring what I wanted to keep on going. I'm talking to somebody. So I said, Jesus. The evidence. So, Jen. Because your vow, listen to this. Richard Poole went out and protected her from what hurt. You promised she would never lose another brother as a result of her faithfulness. So, the enemy has only been fighting you to not finish what you promised. So he's fighting harder for you not to fulfill it. But when you know that's why he's fighting you to not fulfill it, you fight harder to fulfill it. It's just knowing who's fighting you and why he's fighting you. It has nothing to do with your two. It has everything to do with what's inside of you. Dig out. Make him regret bothering you. And then he'll render what seemed powerful, powerless to you. That's good. What you saw into him, you saw it into him. What you make happen for him, you make happen for him. But guess what? Mark. Marcus is in this. And guess who you protecting? You protecting Marcus and Keith from what happened to Andre and... Because you went through losing Ivan and start doing what Keith doing as a result of losing Drake. Daddy gone. grief, depression. But everything you did, you can share with your brother. And then grab them up under your wing. If I got to teach you, show you. But I refuse to leave you right here. Because all they want right here is love. I'm trying to help somebody today. Come on, Ebony. God has given us 2 ex-presidents. To not bring them out of that prison, because he brought them out, but to teach them how to live outside of the prison. So, he raised us up for 20-some years. He made us like this. He can remake them like that too. But many wanted us to give up because of what they were. But we'll see them as they are. And God's going to reward us for teaching them how to be better like we are. It looked contrary. Because they say the man supposed to lead. We're not leading them. We're teaching them so they can lead. Because when the head start leading, everybody tied to the head. They start walking. And the problem is, they weren't in position yet. But now, the devil messed up with my mistake. Because it's giving us an opportunity to work on it. It was our mistake that manifested the miracle. It was their mistake that caused us to mount up as wives. So what's taking place here and taking place there? Y'all, you should get up with your family. Y'all get over there, that family. We're good. You right there? Look around here, listen. He's repairing the breaches that were broken. So if he's repairing it for the head, then I gotta stay connected to the head. Because there's a reconnection in the spirit. And we all coming out on top. I come to tell you on today, it's victory time. It's establishment and expansion and promotion filled with possibilities. And we've been born because of the outcome. God has overturned it and he's about to overpower. Everybody say. That's why prisoners is not good to misinterpret the miracle. Back here it looked like a mess. Back here won't look like. Right here, they look confused. But it's not good for me to judge it when I don't see it. It's good for me to know he brought me here for a reason. Because when he finishes, he will finish some things with me. Hey, God. Then, Where Robbie? Come on, Robbie. Hey, Rob. Come here, Rob. Go ahead, Rob. Where you at, Rob? The fight is that it never become this. But when you got a leader who battle and conquer, when you got a leader who battle and conquer, when you got a leader who battle and conquer, when you got a leader who battle and conquer, you keep on conquering. There's one thing I want to not let you drive, but catch your whole family. Come on, husband. Come on, Agony. Come on, Jay. Come on, kid. Donisha and Don. Come here, Donisha. Come on, Wainwright. Now catch this. Because we went through everything y'all prisoners. Oh, okay. So we come while y'all in a prison to keep you from falling. Because a family that pray together, stay together. No matter how uncomfortable it gets, we learn to stick and stand. So shall it be for your family and every family under the sound of my voice. Come on, y'all, let's make some noise in this place. Come on. Uh-oh, you said it. Very good. 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 And you wonder why you didn't go there? Everybody say, I'm praying recovery and restoration to every family. Everybody dealing with grief. Is anybody in the house dealing with grief? Anybody in here dealing with grief? Jay, nobody else don't want to admit. Lift your hands, baby. You are a courageous man.
Yes, come on.
You are strong man. But being that, I'm talking to a prisoner because I'm out from that place. Due to being one who everybody depends on to be strong. Depend on you for everything because you have so together. You don't fold, you don't break, you don't crack, you don't cry. That's how they see us. Not knowing that we carry more stuff than they can ever imagine. Because we use our smile, we use our joy, we use our sense of humor. So you don't even tap into that place. But God done away is tapping into that place today. I know it. I know it's uncomfortable, but you navigate through it. Sam, it's not just about being Marcus. Mommy, Keith, Donisha, Drew, Dilma. I got to be that strength that I pass off to you. But when I'm broken, I got a God I can go to. I got to run to my friends. I got to run to my addiction. I got to run to my past. I can run to God because they going to need me. But if I don't fill up, I don't have nothing to give to them. And even though they pulling on me, I'm going to get frustrated because I know I'm the giver. I have nothing to give. Come on. And I'm praying healing. I know this is a critical time for you. Holidays are. But I'm not telling you you're not supposed to grieve. I'm just telling you don't stay there. Because you're going to feel how you feel. You're human. But don't allow how you feel to keep you captive. Don't allow what you're feeling to keep you a prisoner in your mind. Every time I look at Dylan, I see your dad. And every time I look at you, I see your dad. Because he's living on the inside. And he left you in charge. So don't focus on him not being here. Grab a hold to what he left you to stay here. Don't want to join him. Want to leave a mark for his absence. He was a good father. That's what you know. I don't know about the marriage, but when we see him, he's a good husband. That's who you are. He was a good listener. So he left something in you, Jim, to give back to the ones he couldn't reach. Use it, baby. And I pray healing. I pray comfort. I pray strength. And I pray energy for the fight. Lift your hands to the Lord. Lord, this is not the time to be out of the will of God. You ain't saved and got a church home. The enemy got access to you. What good is it a prophet of man? What good is it for a man to what profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? You got the money, you got the job, but you ain't got no peace. How is it that you can work all these hours and have no time for your family? What good is it to have all the money and you ain't got no peace? You only can have peace and joy when you have a covering. And somebody to speak into your life. Because the money you make should be in a storehouse. That whenever you get there, you got some need. But even when you get home, you're empty. After all the money you make and no peace, no joy, because there's no unity. You need a church home. You need a covering. Here's the opportunity. We stay on the outskirts thinking we don't need God. But we don't know how much we shortchange in our own lives. And everybody attached and tied to us. We can't even give them what they need because we don't have what we need. We have nothing inside of us. We ain't praying like we ain't got no power. We ain't spending time with God, we don't have no strength. Because you work every day and all them hours don't mean you in God. You're doing more for the man that owns the company than you're doing for your household. But when you're in God and you're giving into God, then you got something to withdraw to go get to your family. Shame on you to be out of the will of God. Not a covering. Not even a church home. You coming home? Come on, y'all. You're coming home. You're coming home. High five, that's a love, hugger. That's right. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that, girl. Merry Christmas. That was to say Merry Christmas. You asked for 2 things. And you see the 2 things you asked for were so small that it gave you what you couldn't even see you were worthy of. Let him in the hill. Let him into hill. Let him in the hill. Let him in the hill. Uh-huh. You're another one. Wear a smile on the outside. Crumbling in the inside. Welcome home. Your life will never be the same. And since the first day, everything about you has changed. Hey, God. Lisa, he been covering you and you ain't even know. And he's the reason you never stop. You thought you was bringing him here. But God brought him here to help you. Because if this wasn't a good place, you know you're son by his spirit. He wouldn't have stayed. And that's why you was attacked. Don't hold your feet. He's going to be major. And one of these Sundays, he's going to preach for you Sunday in Jesus' name. Listen, prisoners. Always know your prisoner's charge. I'm closing out, Monica. Always know, Ebony, your prisoner's sentence. Because if they in there for murderer, you don't get close. If they in there for gossip, you don't get close. If they in there as a manipulator, deceiver, you don't get close. You keep praying their deliverance before you get close, because they'll have you back in prison serving their sentence. So I pray that the men last night talk more about the fight, not more about the fight than their issues, but more about their realities and their struggles. Even in the midst of fight, God can show up. Because I'm planning, man, my daughter gonna plan a fire pit, marshmallow, hot cocoa for the marriages, because we gotta fight for our marriages, God. And guess what? We were taught behavior, learned behavior is the men war for the family. But when the men is weak, the women war for the family. And when the wife no war, the wife war. We're not supposed to sit back and let the enemy handle our husbands any kind of way. So we got to get to the root of the matter. I heard y'all was doing Christmas things. I was going to tell them, text Lloyd, get him over there. But y'all was doing some right. I didn't want to take him from family. I didn't want to take him from that. But I know he's going to be at that fire pitch. Because we got to get honest to heal, y'all. And if we don't get honest, we'll never heal. And if we can't talk about what we did, we shouldn't even do it if we can't talk about it. Because healing is talking about what hurt. And I just want the marriages healed. I want, because if the marriage is healed, everything else is healed, right? And a lot of our children are out of pocket due to the marriage not being healed. And y'all singles, y'all better learn from us to stay saved and single as long as you can, because that's a work. I only made it by the grace of God. When I tell y'all it's work, it's work. And if y'all prayer life ain't intact, y'all not running. It sounds good, get a husband, get a husband. That's the word. But I'd rather date and have a friend I'm paying than to say I do. Because it ain't that much responsibility. Take your time. And some of us only wanted to be legal because the sex is. But when you married, you don't want no sex. When you're not talking, you don't want no sex. And then if you stay absent too long, you turn off by sex. I'm trying to help y'all. So singles, put on your onesies and read a book. Because guess what? If you're not healed yet and got rid of your prison sentence, a prisoner you're going to attract with more time than you. And if he got more time than you, he know how to manipulate the system. If he tell you he in there for hot shot cars, hot wine cars, we already know how to do it. So when you get out there and say, "Oh, ain't no transportation," come on, meet me on this call line. I'll get you some transportation. I'm just trying to help. And if a man know how to win women, he gonna talk to every place to get happy. I'm talking to the prisoners today. Hands lifted, anybody need a touch from the Lord, the altar's open. Hey, y'all, this is something new. Let me give a scripture back.
And then we still airing.
I love you with the love of God. Remain blessed. There's no place like home. This is the healing center, not church. Right? So I pray this message helped you, bless you, encourage you. If you're always watching from the screen, come and see me so I can dab you up. I love you with the love of God. Be encouraged. In Jesus' name, amen. So the altar is open.